FTB Game Balls is sponsored by the 409 Tailgate Club. Spice up your Saturday spread in Happy Valley with 409's barbecue rubs and signature Bloody Mary mix. To order, visit 409tailgateclub.com today.
In hindsight, spending $7.99 to watch the members of the Central Mountain High School Audiovisual Club produce Big Ten football was a bit steep. But at least Penn State provided the at-home audience plenty of bang for its buck. At a per-unit cost of 23 cents per point, notorious slow starter Penn State pieced together its most complete first half of football versus an opponent with a pulse since it's been a minute. On offense, 4 drives, 4 touchdowns. On defense, 5 drives, 2 sacks, 1 takeaway, 0 points. Efficiency, execution, and all-around excellence on both sides of the ball, unfolding for few to see in streaming obscurity. Years ago in Mr. Spencer's 10th grade physics class, I learned that water can boil and freeze simultaneously, a phenomenon known as the triple point. Tonight, at home on my crumb-creviced couch, Penn State offensive coordinator Andy Kotelnicki taught me, and presumably every Nittany Lions fan, that touchdowns can cause euphoria and anger simultaneously, a phenomenon known as, "Where the hell were these plays last week, Andy?" 1 week after Ohio State defensive coordinator Jim Knowles stole his lunch money, Andy Kotelnicki pulled the same trick on Nepo baby / Washington, D.C. Steve Belichick. Penn State scored 4 touchdowns on its initial 4 red zone possessions, with 3 different QBs behind center. The wild concept of getting the ball to your best playmakers in tight quarters deviated sharply from what the Big Zamboni put on tape versus Ohio State. But it wasn't the only tendency breaker seen on Saturday night. Gone were the many convoluted pre-snap dance steps that milk the 40-second clock and anchor pace of play. Instead, Kotelnicki gifted Belichick a very Yursickian problem to solve on the fly. As the Nittany Lions went foot to the floor, 0 substitutions, no huddle, up-tempo offense way more than we've seen this season. Poor Peacock couldn't keep up, as more than once producers ejected out of replays prematurely because the ball was already back in play. As Peacock color commentator Colt McCoy tried his darndest to convey, while he Jason Wittened his way through the broadcast, Penn State edge rusher Abdul Carter's production has finally caught up to his, at times, undeserving season-long praise. A popular pregame talking point for studio hairdos since late August, Carter didn't round the last turn in the daunting learning curve from off-ball linebacker to defensive end until early November. Currently, Carter ranks second in the Big Ten with 8.0 sacks, the most by a Penn State pass rusher since Arnold Ebiketie in 2021. Equally as impressive, although less talked about, has been Carter's maturation as an every-down disruptor. Carter has always been blessed with a rocket-up-his-ass burst to erase angles on runs and eat up space on blitzes, but now he's beginning to supplement that rare speed with the core strength to turn corners, attack hands, flatten at the apex of his rush, and close distances without decelerating.